Welcome to Freed on Business. He grew up in South Florida, has been in business here since the early 90s, and has closed over $3 billion in deals. He's seen it all. He always has an opinion, and he's always ready to share it. Informed, entertaining, and connected, he has his finger on the pulse of South Florida's business community. He's Jim Freed, and this is Freed on Business.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 886? 85. Well, 86 will be next one. I want to welcome everybody to Freed on Business. We're fighting the summer, the end of summer. Summer is usually a very difficult time to get inspired. I've recently or repeatedly been lacking inspiration in the summertime, but at the end of the summer comes all kinds of new events, all kinds of new things to sign up. And I usually levitate and elevate myself by talking to folks and inspiring them and helping them find new jobs and new positions. And so that's what inspires me, and it really helps me get all fired up. So today we're going to talk about is being uninspired in business. How do you inspire yourself? How do you make an inspirational business decision? And is inspiration something nice to have, or is it something essential? So we've got motivation and inspiration today on Freed on Business. Remember, it's episode 885, according to Miami Podcast Studios over there. I want to thank our friends at Warren Henry Automotive, Ismet, Larry, Eric Day, all our good friends over there, Gerald Henry, all our friends at Warren Henry Automotive. Whenever I go there, they help me to be inspired as well. So go over there. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry. And I want to remind everybody that we're being broadcast live on all the different streaming platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. And I want to let you know that if you and YouTube, and if you don't catch today's live episode or want to see today's episode or any other that we've taped, you can always go to any of the social media platforms and find us and watch our inspirational videos. And now, on with the show. So, inspiration is something that has a spark. It gives you the spark to drive your personal engine of doing things and making things better and elevating yourself. Nobody wants to deal with somebody who's down and emotionally projecting bad energy. Everybody wants to get that spark and feel good about where they're at. Brokers or investors, they spot that. Every time that there's a downturn, people start to get disappointed and they lack inspiration. But the reality is that Miami is a magnet for people that get inspired. You go around the street, you see people in business, you can always get reinvigorated. For me, the thing that really helps me to get inspired is by helping other people get ahead, inspiring them, mentoring them. So I've been talking to a number of the young people that I've been mentoring, finding out what ideas they're having. It really helps me to focus and project the positive energy. Being involved in the community is another thing. Miami Podcast Studios and I share that. That's Miami Podcast Studios sitting over there. That's why I keep turning over there. We share that. We talk about it all the time, and we go back and forth before every show. And actually, Miami Podcast Studios love to come and tape live with him because he inspires me. So, the real thing that's important is to figure out where your motivation and your inspiration come from, because it's a great personal barrier to burnout. And let's face it, everybody in today's marketplace finds a way to feel burnt out, uninspired, unmotivated. It's hot out. It's like 115 degrees out there on the sidewalk today. And, walked over here, all excited, upbeat, bouncing in my step. People were looking at me like I was crazy, wondering who this guy is. And it's because I'm very motivated. I look around, I see transactions I've closed. A lot of them come out of what seems to be outer space and from nowhere, but what they really come from is me projecting good positive energy and the folks involved in the transaction bringing me back the energy. Now, you've got to build your system for inspiring yourself. You can't wait for it to come. You've got to have an infrastructure. Oh, an infrastructure of inspiration. I love that. Infrastructure for information, some concrete things to put into place. You've got to be around positive and interesting people, everybody from the folks that work at Warren Henry to the folks at Miami Podcast Studios. I go to synagogue every morning and I get inspired by those folks. And the rabbi, you've seen me on with Rabbi Potash in the past. And for the record, Miami Rabbi Potash's appearances regularly get the highest level of acceptance and viewership of any other episode. So I want to give a high five to Rabbi Potash. I'll be talking to him later on at study class, and we're going to have him back on in just a few weeks. You've got to always be curious, always looking, always learning, always doing, always finding a way to take a step forward. You may be looking at what appears to be a wall of tasks to do. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. You got to just start somewhere. Putting one foot in front of the other is the most important thing. Now, you've got to really focus on making sure that you're not transactionally focused and losing the spark that's within you. You've got to look in the mirror and find out, hey, what makes you special? How come you're special? Everybody's special. Everybody's got something that makes them different. And you've got to go out there and do it. A lot of people, for them, it's about reflecting, journaling. For me, I like to do the podcast. The podcast helps me reflect. It's sort of like a video journal. And then I've also got a written list of different things that help me to stay positive. I actually have a positive energy file filled with letters and communications and different awards and things that I've gotten over the years that whenever I go through it, I feel positive and I feel wonderful. So, make sure you go out there. You've got to build your system to inspire yourself. You've got to surround yourself with inspiring people. You've got to make a record of the things that you've accomplished, and know that many of them, a month or two before you had the accomplishment, you didn't even know it was going to exist. And you've got to keep moving forward. And of course, you've got to remove all of the bad energy people from your life. There's the no bad energy person rule that I follow, and I look at my list every year at the end of the year, and basically it's the end of the year now, at the end of the summer, beginning of the fall. It's almost here. You better be doing what you need to do by the year end if you need to close something. And we'll talk about that probably next week. In fact, we're going to tease it. We will talk about that next week. So, practically speaking, make your list. Know that you bring value to the table. Think about the people that you have brought value to, and make sure that you continue to do those things that inspire you and others the most. We're going to be right back with the bottom line, but I think you can tell where we're going with this one. Miami Podcast Studios, inspire me. I'm always inspired when I go to Warren Henry Automotive. I've seen Larry Zinn, who's the third generation over there, make it happen. And it's really hard for the business to go from first generation to second generation, now third generation. So Warren Henry Zinn, I'm sure, is extraordinarily proud of Larry, as are his partner Eric Day and my good friend Ismet Yagzi, and of course, Gerald Henry, my service advisor. They all surround me with positive energy, and they help inspire me. Whenever I'm feeling low, I know I can always call on them, and they'll always make me feel terrific. They'll also help you feel terrific when you do your transaction with them, whether it's a lease or purchase. You want to always make sure you get the best value for your trade-in and get the best price on your new vehicle, and they will make sure that it happens for you. Additionally, you get great service over there thanks to folks like Gerald Henry, and they'll give you a loaner car if you need one. I send my mom there. I send my beautiful wife, Vivian. Lots of my clients and friends go there. It's great to be a person that projects the Warren Henry advantage, which is the feel that you get. They make you feel like family at their headquarters store at 151st and Biscayne, where they sell Land Rover, Range Rover, Jaguar, and now Lincoln. That's where I got my new Lincoln. I love that car. It's a hybrid. They've got their store down in the Keys that sells all the different nameplates. They've got a great store, award-winning Land Rover, Range Rover store in South Dade. They've got another one out in West Broward. So remember, join me, my family, my clients. We're all members of the Warren Henry family, sharing their great energy and the inspiration they bring to us. Remember, you should too. Always the best price, always the best service, always Warren Henry.
Welcome back to Freed on Business. Connect with us on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business, and on Instagram at Jim Freed1. Now, back to your host, Jim Freed.
I want to remind everybody, reach out to me. You see my contact info down there. I can help you build and execute your business plan in real estate and a lot of other things too. We help families from across the globe and right here in South Florida build and implement their real estate and private equity plans, and we can do the same for you. So reach out to me. I think you'll find that I'm very inspirational. And I want to remind everybody, if you missed today's show or anything on it, you can always catch it on one of the different podcast services, YouTube, doesn't matter. We're everywhere. Just look for at Jim Freed or at Freed on Business and you'll find us. I want to recap that inspiration is not something that's fluffy. It's a quality of life decision that you make. Surround yourself with the right people. Look at what you've accomplished. Make your plan, stick to your plan, work your plan, and you'll get where you're going. It's also something that'll help you live a longer and better life in both physical and business health. It's extraordinarily important. So I'm going to give you a challenge. You've got to take a look inside yourself and find one thing that inspires you and that you haven't been focused on right now. If you've been neglecting something that inspires you, take a step back and start implementing that inspirational thing. And remember, send me an email. Tell me what it was. Maybe you'll make it onto the show. I want to remind everybody that this is Freed on Business. Next week, we're going to be talking about what to do before the year ends. Is there enough time to get your business plan accomplished? Sure there is, but you can't wait till the last minute. We're almost there. As summer ends, we head around the corner into the fourth quarter. And when you get to the fourth quarter, you better be executing in the beginning of the fourth quarter, because if you wait till later, the holidays will come, your time schedule will slip. And no matter how inspired you are, you also got to be technically proficient. I want to remind everybody, subscribe to the show, leave a review, connect with Sandstone Realty Advisors for your real estate needs. We're everywhere. And remember, the person that wants, this is actually very inspirational. The person that wants to do something finds a way. The other finds an excuse. Now go out there and make it happen. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Miami Podcast Studios, the rest of the show is yours.